Welcome to the Deep Reinforcement Learning and Generative Adversarial Networks live lessons. I'm John Crone, and I'm the Chief Data Scientist at a machine learning startup called Untapped. I've been involved in the world of machine learning for some time now, including publishing papers on the topic in leading journals since 2010, papers I wrote as a component of my doctorate in neuroscience at Oxford University. The topics we'll cover in these live lessons are relatively advanced. They build upon the general, foundational, artificial neural network knowledge that I introduced in my Deep Learning with TensorFlow live lessons. We will now apply the theory that we familiarized ourselves with in those live lessons to create state-of-the-art neural network architectures with the two most exciting, promising, and rapidly evolving deep learning topics: the creative generative adversarial networks and the game-playing deep reinforcement learning networks. In the first lesson, we take a high-level overview of how these topics relate to the more general field of artificial intelligence. I also discuss specific, cutting-edge applications of generative adversarial networks and deep reinforcement learning that have emerged in the past few years. I demonstrate how to run the code in these live lessons, then we do a quick review of the prerequisite deep learning theory, and we take a look ahead to the mind-blowing capabilities that we'll be developing over the course of these live lessons. In the second lesson, we'll get into the details of generative adversarial networks specifically. We'll spend a few minutes becoming familiar with the high-level theory of these networks before getting down and dirty by creating one of our own. This network we build will be able to generate brand new, realistic-looking, apparently hand-drawn images of the category of your choice, say apples, octopuses, or the Eiffel Tower. How cool. In the remaining lessons, we focus on deep reinforcement learning. In Lesson 3, we use a popular and flexible deep reinforcement learning approach called Deep Q learning to play and eventually excel at a simple game called the cartpole game. Next, in Lesson 4, we use a tool called the OpenAI Lab to visualize and improve upon the performance of our Deep Q learning agent. In the final lesson, we explore advanced deep reinforcement learning agents and tie them back to the overarching artificial intelligence theme. To enable you to follow along interactively, you can obtain the Jupyter notebooks in these live lessons from github.com/thedeeplearners/TensorFlow live lessons. Ready? Let's go.